You'll never need to buy a cinnamon bun again when you have this recipe. Hi there guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making beautiful homemade cinnamon buns. So first let's start with 120 grams of lukewarm milk, then add 55 grams of sugar and 5 grams of dry active yeast. Then leave that to sit for about 10 minutes to get all the yeast nice and bubbly and gooey. Then add 1 whole egg, don't forget to remove all the shell, 75 grams of melted butter and 300 grams of all-purpose flour. Don't be afraid to just dump it all in at once. That's right, you can do it, go on. Then give that a little mix until it starts coming together and pour it out onto a work surface. And then lightly dust with flour. We're going to start kneading this for 10 to 15 minutes until it all starts to come together and you've worked all the gluten out of the flour to help rise. Then form it into a nice smooth ball and grease a bowl and then place it in the bowl for between an hour and 2 hours at room temperature. And don't forget to cover with a warm damp cloth. After the mixture's doubled in size, gently prise it out and lay it on a work surface, and we're just going to start rolling this out until about a centimetre thick. I only have a small rolling pin, so we're going to have to flip it around until I make a nice little square. Then generously brush the surface with melted butter. Make sure you get it everywhere so that we can get the sugar mixture to stick properly. So in a separate bowl, mix together 80 grams of brown sugar and 15 grams of cinnamon. And then just pour evenly over the whole of the dough. We'll make sure it's a nice even layer. Then just gently start to roll it up into a big cigar, trying to keep it as tight as possible so you don't get any little pockets of air. Then get yourself a baking tray and some greaseproof paper, and then to try and get even pieces we're going to cut down the middle, and then down the middle of that, and then down the middle, and down the middle again. You get the idea. Then just give them a little admire before you pop them in the pan, and make sure you space them quite close together because when they rise you want them kind of sticking together. And then just pat them all on the head and tell them who's a good boy, who's a good boy. Cover with a damp cloth again for about half an hour. As you can see, they've started to puff up, and we're going to bake these now at 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. And I mean, come on, look how beautiful they are. So while they're still hot, we're going to brush them with melted butter again. Then leave them to the side to cool down while we make the cream cheese topping. So for the glaze, we're going to need 60 grams of room temperature butter and 60 grams of room temperature cream cheese. And then whisk that together and tell it to get off my whisk. This is why you need room temperature. Then add about 60 grams of icing sugar, a small squeeze of lemon, and a touch of vanilla extract. Now give that a good whisk, then add a splash of cream at the end. Now to plate these up and make them look pretty, we're going to use my wooden board. So slide them off the greaseproof paper and very generously dollop on the cream cheese topping, making sure each one is completely covered. And then just sprinkle with a touch of cinnamon, and then just admire them for a little bit before you dig in. Come on, they look pretty good, yeah? Oh, look at that, the wife's trying to steal it again. But I managed to fight it back off her because, I've not finished filming yet. But when the camera wants to focus, you can actually see how beautiful this bun really is. I'm even going to tear it apart just so you can see inside. Are these better than Cinnabon? I don't know. You'll have to make them and let me know. And then don't forget to subscribe and like and share and do all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.